The blizzard hit Kepler Station's training grounds at 0300 hours. It was not a natural blizzard. It had been engineered, a Class 9 simulation, the kind the Galactic Union Academy reserved for its most advanced survival modules. Wind speeds exceeding 140 kilometers per hour. Temperatures plummeting to -60 Celsius. Visibility, 0. Duration, unknown, because the instructors wanted to see who would break first. 53 cadets had been dropped into the white hell. By dawn, 52 had activated their emergency beacons. The 53rd was Lily Chun. Instructor Commander Vethkael, a draconid with scales the color of old ash and 4 decades of military experience, stood at the observation window, staring at the thermal readout that showed a single, impossibly stubborn heat signature still moving through the storm. "She is walking," said Cadet Monitor Siri, a young Velhari whose bioluminescent frills had gone pale with confusion. "She appears to be," Vethkael said slowly, his crest rising. "At -58. Yes. In a standard-issue survival suit rated to -30. I am aware of the suit specifications, Cadet Monitor." Siri pressed a talon to the glass. "She appears to be building something." Vethkael leaned closer. The thermal imaging was grainy through the storm, but the shape taking form in the data was unmistakable, a low, dome-like structure. The human was packing snow around herself with efficient, practiced movements, each motion deliberate despite what had to be near-catastrophic wind resistance. "A shelter," Vethkael murmured. "Why would she build a shelter when she could activate her beacon?" The old draconid was quiet for a long moment. "Because," he finally said, "she does not consider this an emergency." Lily Chun did not consider it an emergency. She considered it Tuesday. Well, technically it was Wednesday now, but the point stood. She'd grown up on Finra 4, one of the 14 worlds humanity had colonized in the Outer Belt. Finra 4 had 2 seasons, the bad season and the season where you might not die. The planet's axial tilt was aggressive, its magnetic field was weak, and its native predators had evolved specifically to hunt through blizzards because the blizzards lasted 8 months of the year. Lily had learned to build a snow shelter at age 5. She'd learned to navigate by star smell at 7, a technique her grandmother had developed by combining old Inuit methods with Finra IV's particular atmospheric chemistry. By 10, she'd survived 3 separate incidents that would have qualified as Class 8 disasters anywhere else in the Union. So when the blizzard hit and she heard 52 emergency beacons activate around her in quick succession, beep, 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 she'd mostly felt a vague, distant disappointment in the caliber of her fellow cadets, packed her survival kit more efficiently, and started looking for a decent windbreak. She found one, a natural rock formation about 2 kilometers northwest. She built her Quincy there in 40 minutes, hollowed it in 20 more, poked her ventilation hole, and settled in with her emergency rations. The rations included 1 packet of instant hot chocolate. They did not include marshmallows. "Criminal," she muttered to no one, and drank it anyway. At hour 14, Instructor Commander Vethkael made a decision. Open a communication channel to Cadet Chun. The comm officer, a young Torati named Jack, notable for being the only other cadet on observation duty rather than the field, blinked his 4 eyes. "Sir? She's inside a snow structure. I am aware. Our readings show she's asleep, sir." "Open the channel, Cadet Jack." Jack obeyed. A moment later, a slightly groggy human voice crackled over the line. "Yeah." Vethkael paused. In 40 years of military service, no cadet had ever answered his communications with "yeah." "Cadet Chun, this is Instructor Commander Vethkael." Oh, a pause. The sound of rustling. "Sorry, sir." "Yes, sir. Go ahead. You have been in the field for 14 hours. The exercise parameters specify that any cadet still active after 12 hours will be evaluated for." "Am I in trouble?" "No, cadet. You are, in fact, the only cadet who has not failed this exercise." A longer pause. "Huh," said Lily Chun. Then, "So, sir, totally unrelated. Do you guys have marshmallows up there?" Vethkael's crest flattened. Behind him, Jack made a noise that might have been a suppressed laugh. "I do not believe the station carries marshmallows, Cadet Chun." "That's honestly the worst part of this whole thing," Lily said, without a trace of irony. "The cold is fine. The wind is whatever. But I've got hot chocolate powder and no marshmallows." It's a tragedy. Cadet. Vethkl found himself struggling to calibrate his response. The temperature outside your shelter is currently negative 61 Celsius. I know. My shelter's at about 4 above. Really solid, Quincy, if I say so myself. The snow consistency here is great. Not too dry, packs well. Better than home, actually. Finra Ivy's blizzard snow is usually too. She stopped. Sorry, sir. You probably didn't call to hear about snow quality. I called, Vethkl said carefully, to understand how a cadet in a standard-issue survival suit rated to negative 30 has survived 14 hours in a Class 9 blizzard without distress. Oh, another pause. Well, the suit helps at the margins, but honestly the Quincy does most of the work. Snow's a great insulator. And I've got my emergency rations, and I did a body heat rotation every 2 hours. Stay active enough to maintain core temp, not so active you sweat and lose thermal efficiency. Basic stuff. Basic stuff, Vethkl repeated. For Finra 4, yeah. Jack, at his station, had stopped pretending not to listen. He was fully turned around now, ears oriented toward the comm speaker, his bioluminescent frills cycling through colors Vethkl had never seen on a Torati outside of mating season, which, given that Torati frills flushed colors for awe as often as anything else, he chose to interpret charitably. Cadet Chun, Vethkl said. The other 52 cadets activated emergency beacons within 2 hours of the storm's onset. I noticed, Lily said, not unkindly. A lot of beeps. Does that not concern you? Should it? You designed the drill to be hard. They hit their limit and called for help. That's what the beacons are for. A pause. Are they okay? Nobody got frostbite. They are all safe and warm. Good. Her voice carried genuine relief. Then they'll learn from it. That's the point, right? You can't get good at surviving something you've never survived. Vethkl stood very still. In 40 years of military instruction, he had broken down survival philosophy with generals and alien diplomats and academy valedictorians. He had never heard it stated that cleanly. Cadet Chun, he said finally, you may activate your beacon at your discretion. You have satisfied all parameters of the Class 9 evaluation. Actually, sir, a slight hesitation, the storm's supposed to break in about 6 hours based on the pressure gradients I've been tracking. I kind of want to see it through, if that's allowed. A very long silence fell over the observation deck. You've been tracking pressure gradients, Vethkl said. Without instruments. I've got a finger in a ventilation hole. You can feel a lot if you know what you're feeling for. Jack had both hands pressed over his face. Permission granted, Vethkl said, after a moment. I will send marshmallows with the retrieval team. A short, surprised pause. Then, warmly, thank you, sir. That's genuinely very kind. The storm broke at hour 20. Lily Chun emerged from her Quincy into pale gray dawn, stretched her back, and watched the last of the clouds tear themselves apart against the horizon. The training grounds were silent and white and enormous. She was alone in them, and she was fine, and that was not remarkable to her at all. The retrieval shuttle set down 3 minutes later. Jack was on it. He'd volunteered, claiming administrative reasons. He handed her a sealed container without a word. She opened it. Marshmallows. A full bag, plus a fresh packet of hot chocolate. She looked up at him. He looked back, all 4 eyes, frills cycling a soft, respectful gold. You're kind of terrifying, he said. Just so you know. Lily Chun considered this while tearing open the marshmallow bag. I'm from Finra 4, she said, like that explained everything. It did. In the Union Academy's official record, the Class 9 Blizzard drill of Stardate 2847.112 would be noted as follows. 52 cadets evaluated. 52 failed to complete primary parameters. 1 cadet completed all parameters. Feedback submitted by completing cadet. Improve ration kits. Marshmallow inclusion strongly recommended. The recommendation was approved the following semester.